Our second question today comes from Eli, and the question is, what is your opinion on paying college athletes? We've talked to Dave Zirin from The Nation a little bit about this. This is a very controversial issue. On the one hand, colleges make so much money on the backs of the athletes, the student athletes, who do not get paid. And there are all sorts of laws around the athletes cannot get paid. The athletes cannot take gifts. They cannot they cannot make decisions. They cannot be enticed to make decisions based on promises of future benefits or payment or gifts or whatever the case may be. That's all very clear. At the same time, the schools make so much money off of those students. And we would say, well, if we are into not having these large organizations, whether it's a corporation or a school, rip off those that are doing the actual work, right? Working in the factory or playing the sport. Shouldn't they get paid? Shouldn't they get a cut of the action in some way? And then the counter to that, of course, is, well, college sports for most people are not the big time football programs, the big Division I basketball programs. For most college athletes, it is something very different, something that is actually not profitable for the schools. Most of the times, the schools are subsidizing most of their sports with the one or two sports that are really popular and good at that school. So what would be the case then? Do you just handpick and say, hey, the profitable sports, those athletes get paid, everybody else doesn't? That also seems problematic to me, Lewis. So I'm deeply concerned about how schools make so much money and they pay incredible salaries to the athletic directors and the coaches and so many others on the backs of these student athletes, most of whom will never play their sport professionally. But at the same time, the idea of just saying we will pay a salary now, and who do we pay the salary to, and is it for all sports or not? I really don't have a solution.
I don't think college athletes should be paid. I think if they want to do commercials with companies, endorsements of that nature that come from the private sector, that's fine.
So you think they should be allowed, while in school, to be paid for promoting products, for sponsorships and whatever the case may be?
By those companies, right. I think that would be okay. But it's not like these students are getting no benefits or bonuses from the schools. They're getting a free ride. A lot of them are getting a free ride through college.
But Lewis, let me stop you there, because we can't talk about the great free education they're getting without addressing the fact that the top level athletes very often are not finishing their educations and or are basically being pushed through with the help of some combination of teachers bumping up grades and other students doing their work for them. And we hear about the cheating scandals all the time. So are they truly getting that great education? And I would say to you, Lewis, if you say, well, maybe they're not able to because they just are so busy, well, maybe that's part of the problem.
That could be part of the problem. Look, the point is that it's there if they want to take advantage of it, if they want to get that education, and if they want to focus on academics.
I don't know that it's that simple, though, because let's say you're a big star athlete and you're very good, but you're not going to go to the pro leagues, right? And you want to get your education. So you say, well, you know what? I really need more time with my tutor rather than in the gym. I really need more time to work on school rather than the 7 a.m. workout or whatever the case may be. And then the team says, hold on a second. You're here for free because you're playing this sport. You'd better be here. This is the number one priority. And a student is not in a position of power to push back against that.
No, I know it can certainly be messy, but I just don't think that paying them is a solution. I don't see how that will make things better. You know, in reality, that could make things worse.
Yeah,
because then you have students whose only goal is to go to one of these big schools to make that money.
Well, in a way, we already have people who are going to the school just to make the money that they will get if they go pro. Exactly. So we already kind of have that dynamic.
Right. But like you said, that's a small percentage. So I don't know. It is a complicated issue.
Send me your thoughts on this. Paying college athletes. Should it happen? Should it not? What are the pros and cons?